this piece here that I'm right now referring to as life in the green. All of this texture here. And I was trying to figure out what is this, and we've already talked about the cover for the well, the poster for A Midsummer Night's Dream. I think it was 1999, and how I wanted it. That's what's coming to my mind here. A lot of leaves in a wooded area, maybe some fireflies or fairies or whatever. So I'm still trying to develop the idea of what I can make this into. So I uploaded the photo to ChatGPT, and I said, modify this original painting and make it an overhead view of a forest floor with green leaves, rich soil, a downed, rotting tree with new growth coming out of it, a centipede and other insects in the soil and leaves, and fairies flying around and playing. And ChatGPT came up with this. You can see it. There it is. So that's kind of cool. I mean, something could be there. I don't know about the fairies here. They're not look like little kids' toys or something. When I think of fairies, it's got to be, you know, the Alan Lee, Brian Froud book of fairies. Something more serious when it comes to that mythology. So anyway, there's something that could be used here. It's a lot of soil and insects. A downed, rotting tree. So I think there's parts of this that can be used for this painting. Okay. Let's see if we can close this out right here. So I thought, well, let's get some other versions. So I said, give me 5 different versions and make the fairies look more like the artwork of Alan Lee. Well, now that I mentioned him, sorry, I can't create images specifically in the style of Alan Lee. So after that, this chat here, it just would not allow me to do anything more since I mentioned that. Every time, we're sorry, but the prompt may violate our guardrails concerning similarity to a third-party content, which I'm fine. If you think we got it wrong, please retry or edit your prompt. So, you know, I said retry, and then I went here and I rewrote the whole thing, did not mention Alan Lee. Again, we're sorry, the prompt may violate the guardrails. So since I mentioned that, it was a done deal. I kept trying and trying, reading it differently. We're sorry, but the prompt may violate. Again, tried it, writing it again. We're sorry, but the prompt may violate. Tried it again. We're sorry, but the prompt. So I could not go any further after that. So I guess lesson learned, maybe, that you don't mention a certain artist's style. But I have already done that in the past in working these illustrations out. So that's something for another time. But I said, all right, well, forget ChatGPT. Let me go over here to Midjourney. So I left out Alan Lee altogether. So here's what we came up with, or here's what it came up with from my prompts regarding this and what I'm imagining it could be. So let's just go through here because there's like 30 of them. I just kept trying and trying. What I didn't like about this is it looks like the thickness of this. It looks like, you know, dabs of paint here and there. I eventually got that to change, but wrong direction. Okay. So I kept trying. At this point, ChatGPT, just the one image definitely was better. Let me make sure there's not a reflection on that. Yeah, there is. Let's see here. Okay, so that's better right there. Okay, so now we're getting something a little bit closer to what's needed. Okay, keep trying and trying and trying. Okay, now we're doing the same painterly thing, or, you know, it's just like dabs with a palette knife or something. So it's not working for me. Oh, geez, going the wrong direction, I'm sorry. So it's not working for me. And then, okay, so I changed the prompt. It's more realistic. You know, it's all just looking kind of fake and kind of like a collage. Not happy, not happy. Then I start talking about, you know, some rotted opening in the tree trunk or something, and so we're getting this. Got the centipedes in there. Looks like, look, A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I'm including that in the prompt. This is inside of an opening in a rotted tree. See, they're all the same here. I get out of that prompt eventually because these things are just not giving me even that, see? I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, it's almost like a black hole. Something could be made of that. In fact, I like this more than when I first saw it. Actually could be like that because there's something coming up that was usable that I actually could put here and here. Okay, we're going to get to that. In the meantime, let's see here. Right click, open image in new tab. Right click, save image as, downloads, save. Okay, so we're going to close that. Okay, so we're back to here. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. Yeah, that was when I opened it into a new tab. All of this, these are supposed to be fireflies in the opening of a rotted tree. I mean, look at all of the different versions of the same prompt. And, you know, it puts it together very quickly. Remember, this is Midjourney now, not ChatGPT. And Midjourney is a top tier image generator, AI generator. You know, these aren't terribly bad, but I think the one I saved is definitely better than all of them, although this is kind of good. You got the ivy coming in, and it's like you're seeing there's a hole there in the tree. Okay, it looks like at this point I changed it out, right? Changed the prompt. now it's less green. I think I may have said yellow and green leaves. I mean, look at all of the different versions to just keep asking the computer, give me another version, give me something different. And all of these changes, just on and on and on. Okay, now we've got a person that suddenly appeared. So the prompt was changed. Okay, now here's something that I've already saved. And I was like, why is the head of this girl showing up in the soil? And then it got me to thinking like Maggot Brain, the cover of the album. Like, coming out of the soil. Okay, maybe, because we're trying to develop an idea here, like what is this? It's gonna make itself. So tonight, right now, we already figured there would be like a black hole here into the rotted down tree. What if her head was here? And there's another one coming up that we can put here. And then I want to run another thing that it's making me think of a different album cover. So this is how ideas are formed. Now, what does it mean? I'm not sure, but it will make itself into something. Even if it's abstract and we don't know what it means, it gets you to thinking, which would mean that it's successful. So let's keep looking here. Okay, now there's somebody else. Why is the head coming up out of the soil? I don't know. It had something to do with the prompt, even though I didn't ask for that. But this could be usable. That's not. Okay, we see there's a face coming in here. It's not usable. Here's some more heads in the soil. Another one, not usable, especially not in the center. Another person in soil. I like these stairs, overgrown stairs in the forest. Really cool. I mean, that, would make a great painting in itself. Okay, some more heads here. Shoes. Another head in the soil, another one. Okay, this guy right here. It's almost, this is almost criminal. Like, don't want that, no. Okay, so that was it. But I did save another one. So where is it? Unless it's the one that was off over there. What is going on here? Come in. I'm recording a video right now, so give me a second. So, I guess the last thing I want to do here is run Jethro Tull, and it is Broadsword and the Beast. And we want to look at images and come up with one here that's large enough for us to see. Wikipedia. Let's see here. Not really that big, but here's the album cover. So here's the main image, and we see these characters, members of the band, looking in from the sides with runes around here that I did decipher this back when I was in high school. And this is Tolkien from The Hobbit. So you're able to decipher it from the Hobbit book. So maybe I could play around with that a little bit. So we're gonna have a centerpiece with maybe some faces coming in from the sides. So those are all the ideas up till now. And then this just showed on a newsletter that came today, Layers Exploring Depth in Contemporary Art, which seems to work for this. Layers. Entry deadline May 8th. Entry fee $40. Layers explores the visual, physical, and conceptual use of layering in art. Layers may be literal, they may also be thematic. Consider how depth, transparency, obscuring, repetition, and material buildup contribute to meaning and structure within their work. It's going to be at the Tag Gallery, 5458 Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, between June 17th and July 10th, 2026. So, right now, that's the idea for this work and where it might be showcased.